Hello everyone, welcome to Jamb name registration process. Jamb has made it very compulsory for every student to have their NIN number, and we have about 2 million students that are going to be attempting Jamb this year, so it's very necessary you do the pre-enrollment process because we are going to be having a whole lot of crowd at the centers. So one of the things you can do for yourself is to understand the pre-enrollment process, make life easy for yourself, because once you have your generated barcode, you can easily go to the center, present your barcodes, and your registration is going to be done in a space of 3 to 5 minutes so that you can proceed with your Jamb registration. So the first step you really need to do is to ensure that you visit the pre-enrollment site, which is actually penroll.nimc.gov.ng. so the site is actually displayed on your screen. Once you go to the site, this is the page that is going to open. So all you need to do is sign up. If you actually have an account created, then you can go to the sign-in portal, but for now, since we've not created any account, we can go to the sign up portal, and that is where you begin to fill your name and your informations, including your password. My advice to you is, when it comes to the password, I'd advise you use your phone number, because your phone number is actually your identity. It's the first thing you remember, so as to help you in the process. Then the next thing you need to do is start filling the form. Okay, so we've filled every necessary information that they want. So the next thing I'm going to do is click the create button, and okay, it's actually okay, say account successfully created. So at this point you can now log in. So our username was actually Obi Adekunle, and I'll be logging in with the password. So clicking login will bring me to the site where I can do my pre-enrollment. Now note, it says the enrollment process is shortened when you pre-enroll. That's to tell you save yourself a whole lot of stress. It says the NIMC does not charge for enrollment or pre-enrollment. Now, may I sound this warning? Anybody who is charging you for enrollment is actually cheating you. Nigeria doesn't charge. Enrollment is free, and enrollment and pre-enrollment is free. So if anybody is asking you to pay, then the person is trying to be smart or something. So you are not allowed to pay anybody. So it says please ask to see either the coordinator or supervisor if you encounter any difficulties at any of the enrollment center. Okay, so the next thing you need to do is start the pre-enrollment. We're going to be filling a whole lot of forms, which include personal details, contact address, parent information, next of kin, origin information, document information, disabilities and fiscal futures information. So the first thing you do is click on the start pre-enrollment. So clicking on the start pre-enrollment takes you to the place where you need to start filling the form. So if you watch, there are a whole lot of things marked asterisks on this form. Now note that all the information marked asterisks are vital. You can't save and proceed if you don't fill those information. Now also ensure that the names you're actually choosing is the same name that you're using for your Jamb, your WAEC, your ID cards. Your name needs to match. We are meant to understand a whole lot of people use 4 names, 5 names, some people 2. So ensure your names are uniform everywhere, so you don't have to be swearing affidavit or something. So the next thing we'll go into is filling the forms. Okay, so you have the title bar, so it's Mr. or it's Miss, whatever you take as your title bar. Then you fill your surname, your first name. Then it gives you the option of filling your middle name. So if you have, you can include that. So your gender, your email address, your phone number, then your date of birth. Now the DOB verification is actually date of birth verification. Now some people have their birth certificate which is actually verified, though some people have declared date of birth which you must have done in the court. So if you actually have that, you can put declared. So nationality is Nigeria. Yes, we all know that. Country of birth, so whatever country you were born in. Then state of birth, local government. After doing this, you click the save data and proceed. Like I said, ensure that everything that was marked as terrorist is done so that it can help you proceed to the next page. So we are on the personal details too. We're still on this personal details. So it's asking us some questions: your height, your level of education, and some other vital information. So we are still going to be filling it. Okay, so the height, you need to know your height, whether you're 160 or 170. So your marital status, your level of education. I believe most of the people filling this for the Jamb purpose, they are all secondary graduates. So your resident status, are you Nigerian by birth or were you given birth to another country? So most of us are Nigerians by birth. So your religion, so if you're Christian, you're Islam, traditional, or others, so you can select that. Your native language, your employment status. Yes, I believe most people going to write Jamb are actually unemployed, but if you're employed, you can also indicate that. Then your language, the language you can read and write. So like here I indicated English because I believe English is like a second official language for Nigerians. So if you notice, everything that's marked as terrorist is also filled. So I can now click save and proceed to go into the next field. So now we have the address information and we have to start taking that down. Okay, for the address details, the first question there is, are you homeless? Yes, nobody in Nigeria is homeless. Do you want your card? If they eventually do your ID card, do you want it to deliver by your address? So you can indicate that whether yes or no, or whether you want to pick it up at your center. Then your country of residence, state of residence, local government, the town of residence, then your address. Now you can also click save and proceed, so you can go to the parent information. Now this is where you fill information about your parents, your mom, your dad, and your guardian. So if you notice, most of them are marked as terrorists, so it's also necessary you fill the information. Okay, for the parent data, the three most vital information you need to fill: your father's surname, his first name, your mother's surname and first name, and the guardian surname and first name. Now their name numbers are not really priority because they weren't marked as terrorists, so you don't really need to have that information. So the next thing you do is also click save and proceed. So it takes you to the next of kin information. Now most times I advise use either your uncle or your brother or one of your siblings for your next of kin, so you can actually put the person's details down. Okay, so the most vital informations are your next of kin's name and first name, state of residence, country, and address. So you also click save and proceed. So it takes you to the origin tab. Okay, so on the origin tab, you have a couple of informations to fill. They are going to be asking you a whole lot of things about your parents' state of origin, your state of origin. So these informations are also vital, so you need to fill all of them. Okay, so the origin data has been filled. Okay, so country, state, local government, okay, town, it's supposed to be Jesha. Now the parents' phone has also been filled. So if you notice, like they are marked on asterisk, so you must ensure they are all filled. So after filling it, you click start and proceed, and that takes you to the documents tab. Now if you check the documents that were listed, immigration document, Nigeria passport, other passports, and other things that are listed, if you have any of them, you can add them. But if you don't have it, there is no problem about that. You can just click proceed, because if you notice, they weren't marked on asterisk. So for here, I don't have this, so I'm clicking on proceed, and that takes me to the disability data, which is that step 8. Now I don't have any disability, so if you have a disability, maybe let's say you're blind, you're deaf, you're maybe one or two things, you can include that there. But if you don't have, so it's also wise you click proceed. Then the fiscal features, on this tab you need to talk about things that actually describes you. For instance, your hair color. So for instance, I have a dark hair color, so I'm going to add the data. Then I'm also fair in complexion, so I'm going to add that. So as much things that describe you fiscally can be added to this tab. So once you're done, this is actually the last tab, so you can now generate your barcode. So once you click on generate, you can have your barcode. Now this is the barcode you need to print, take to the NIMC center. So the next thing you do is click on print, so that you can print the barcode. So once you print this paper, you can then take it to the NIMC center for your registration. Now the beauty of everything is taking this to the NIMC center gives you leverage above every other student there, probably the crowd of people that turned out there, because once you present this, it doesn't take them 3 to 5 minutes to do your biometrics, take a capture of you and take your fingerprint, and in less than 5 minutes you're leaving the NIMC center. This is very important. Take it serious, because it's going to ease up the whole Jamb process for you as a student. And if any information is needed by you, with time we will publish more videos for you. So thank you very much, and let the Jamb process for you be easy. And thank you for watching our video. Have a very wonderful day.